Imagine a world where goods take weeks, sometimes months, to reach their destinations. A world where oil, food, and essential products get delayed, causing chaos in global markets. Sounds terrifying, right? Well, this could be reality if one crucial waterway suddenly stops working, the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is one of the most important trade routes in the world. It's a shortcut that connects Europe, Asia, and Africa, saving billions of dollars and weeks of travel time. But why exactly is it so important? What happens when it gets blocked? And why do world powers always keep an eye on it? Let's dive deep into this fascinating story. What is the Suez Canal? The Suez Canal is a 193-kilometer-long artificial waterway that connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea. It's located in Egypt and serves as a direct link between Europe and Asia. Before the canal existed, ships traveling between these two continents had to take a long and dangerous route around the southern tip of Africa, the Cape of Good Hope. This extra journey added thousands of kilometers to their trip and weeks of travel time. But everything changed in 1869 when the Suez Canal was officially opened. Ships could now cut their journey by nearly 7,000 kilometers, saving both time and money. Why is the Suez Canal so important? Number 1. It handles a massive amount of global trade. The Suez Canal is responsible for 12 to 15% of all global trade. That's millions of tons of cargo passing through it every single day. To put this into perspective, more than 50 ships cross the canal daily, carrying everything from oil and gas to cars, electronics, and food. If this route didn't exist, shipping costs would skyrocket, and goods would take much longer to reach their destinations. Number 2. It's a lifeline for energy supply. One of the biggest reasons the Suez Canal is so important is oil and gas transportation. Around 8–10% of the world's total oil supply passes through this canal. Countries like Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Iraq send their oil to Europe through this route. If the canal gets blocked, oil prices shoot up, affecting industries and economies worldwide. Number 3. It saves time and money. Imagine you're a shipping company. You need to send goods from China to Europe. You have two choices. 1. Use the Suez Canal and reach Europe in about 25 days. And 2. Go around Africa, which takes 35 to 40 days and costs much more in fuel and labor. Which option would you choose? Obviously, the Suez Canal. By avoiding the long African route, ships save millions of dollars every year. Number 4. It has no alternative. There's no real alternative to the Suez Canal. While some other trade routes exist, they are either too expensive, too long, or too risky. For example, the Arctic route through Russia is only available in summer and isn't developed enough. The Panama Canal is useful, but it only connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, not Europe and Asia. This makes the Suez Canal irreplaceable. What happens when the Suez Canal gets blocked? The world has seen how disastrous a blocked Suez Canal can be. In March 2021, a massive container ship named Ever Given got stuck in the canal. It blocked all traffic for 6 days, causing a global crisis. More than 400 ships were stuck. The blockage cost the world economy over $9 billion per day. Oil prices spiked instantly. This was just 6 days. Imagine what would happen if the canal got blocked for weeks or months. Why is the Suez Canal so politically important? Because of its strategic location, world powers always keep an eye on the Suez Canal. Egypt controls the canal, but many countries depend on it. This has led to wars, conflicts, and power struggles over the years. For example, Number 1. The Suez Crisis 1956. When Egypt nationalized the canal, Britain, France, and Israel invaded. It led to a major international conflict. And on Number 2. The Arab-Israeli Wars. During wars between Israel and Arab nations, the canal was often a key factor. It was even closed for 8 years 1967–1975 after the Six-Day War. Even today, major countries like the US, China, and Russia keep a close watch on the canal because any instability could affect the global economy. Challenges facing the Suez Canal. Number 1. Piracy and security threats. Pirates from the Horn of Africa sometimes attack ships near the canal. Military forces from Egypt and international coalitions work to prevent such threats. Number 2. Political instability in Egypt. If Egypt faces political turmoil, it can directly impact the canal's operations. The world closely monitors Egypt's stability because any disruption can cause economic shocks. Number 3. Competition from other trade routes. Although there's no real alternative to the Suez Canal yet, climate change is opening up new possibilities, like the Northern Sea route through Russia. However, these alternatives still have a long way to go before they can replace the Suez Canal. Future of the Suez Canal. To stay ahead, Egypt has been expanding and improving the canal. In 2015, Egypt opened a second lane, allowing more ships to pass. There are also plans to further widen and deepen the canal to handle even bigger ships. With global trade increasing, the Suez Canal will only become more important in the future. Any country that controls this waterway has massive influence over the world economy. The Suez Canal is more than just a waterway. It's a lifeline of global trade, a powerful geopolitical tool, and a symbol of human engineering. From oil and gas to food and electronics, everything we use daily is somehow connected to this vital route. That's why world leaders, businesses, and even ordinary people should always pay attention to what happens in the Suez Canal. If it stays open and efficient, the world keeps running smoothly. But if it gets blocked, we could face a global crisis within days. So, the next time you order something online and it arrives on time, just remember, it might have traveled through the Suez Canal. Did you enjoy this video? Check out other clips of Amazing 7 and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified our latest videos.